Hello, Living Dead Dolls fans. This is Josh, aka Doggiepants, coming at you with another Living Dead Dolls review. So today I'm going to keep going. We are reviewing Series 4, which is actually one of my favorite series of all time, so I'm very excited. But first, I'm going to show you the coffin. I don't have a doll in it, but that's all right. Here's one of the coffins. Black coffin, no handles. Very standard Living Dead Dolls coffin. We have a photo of the doll on the right. Not a photo, I'm sorry, a drawing, just like we've seen on the other three series. Then we have their name on the top left, and then a poem. Then we have a little bit of blood splattering as well. The tissue paper is pink. It's almost exactly the same as all of the dolls that we've seen prior to this. So that is the coffins for Series 4. So let's get started. I'm going to go from my least favorite to my favorite. It's hard for me because all of these are great dolls, so to pick a favorite or to pick a least favorite is difficult. But you got to do what you got to do. So here we go. Starting off, we have Macumba. Macumba's a great doll, and you've got to respect Macumba, if only for the fact that he is the only true African-American doll that we have. I mean, there are some that kind of hint towards it, but he clearly is African-American, so be nice to see a female doll as well sometime. Just my opinion. Anyway, so he's a voodoo prince, voodoo witch doctor kind of thing. He is very, very cool. Let's start with his outfit. He has kind of a standard Living Dead Dolls jacket. There's no fastener, so it's not doesn't have the snaps that we've seen on some of the other ones or buttons or anything like that. It stays open, so just be aware that that's the way that he's just going to be shown. It's cut kind of jagged all along the bottom. See, you'll see there, and then also along his sleeves. So there's a lot of stray threads. So just be aware that that's the situation. And also on the inside, where kind of the fabric is folded over and then stitched on the outside, it's left rough as well. So it's easy to pull one of those stray threads and make a bit of a mess of the outfit, so you want to be careful of that. His collar stands straight up. He's pretty cool, just like the fawns. Then let's keep going on to his pants. He has this kind of standard army green pant. It does not have any finishings along the top. Do you see that? He just has this twine for a belt, so there's no belt or any loops or anything like that. And then the bottom is jagged as well. No shoes or socks on this doll. He's barefoot. He has a bright red shirt underneath, and the shirt does not have, let me lift up his little thing, does not have any kind of a collar. So it's just kind of an open V-neck, and it has two little black decorative buttons. They do not do anything. Sleeveless. It does Velcro up the back. The pants and the shirt, which is kind of surprising because they don't normally do this, they're actually two separate pieces. So you can display him with one or the other. So that's a cool little trait. He has this bone necklace that's made out of a plastic that has a little bit of give to it. So it does bend. It was put on and then the head was popped into place, so it doesn't naturally come easily off. But you can stretch it because it has that give, and it can go up and over his head. So that's a cool little detail. You can see the molding of that plastic. It's really nice, the bones. Then the best part of his outfit, of course, is the hat. The hat is made out of plastic, covered in kind of like a felt material. They're easily broken or split, so you want to be really careful with these hats. And his in particular is actually one that you want to be careful with because it has this amazing, I'm going to hold it up so you can see, skull and crossbones on the front. And it's actually attached with thread. It's sewn underneath. There we go. And then it grabs a hold of the crossbones. So it does pop off pretty easily. My last Macumba that I had before this one, I actually had to hot glue it back in place because the thread came out. He does have, let me set the doll down, elastic on his hat. So you can kind of wrap it around the head of the doll, but his hair's pretty thick. So if you just kind of place it there, it stays pretty well, and then you don't have to see that elastic. But that is his hat. Let's take a look at his hair. His hair, he is the first doll that had the yarn hair. And it's really nice on him because it kind of gives him a dread effect. He has really small, tight dreads. It's really thickly rooted for a doll with yarn hair, and I think this is because it's the first time they've done it. I mean, there's definitely bald spots, but With a lot of the yarn-haired dolls you see in the future, it's basically a layer right around the front, and then there's nothing underneath, and it just lays back like that. So this is really nice. It does create some problems when you're trying to put his hat on because his hair is so thick. So again, don't push it down too hard because you could split the plastic of the hat. Let's move on to his face paint. They have this really nice detail with his face in that the white skull that's been painted on his face, you can see brush strokes in it. So it gives the appearance that he put this on himself. It's not, it's not an actual part of his face. It's paint, which I think is nice. A strange detail, though, is his eyebrows. Those are not drawn on. Those, it's as if he would have outlined the white around existing eyebrows that don't exist. So that's a little strange, but the rest of it's pretty cool. His eyes are white with a black circle and a black dot in the middle. Very, very nice face paint. Very, very cool doll. He does come with one accessory, one of the only, there's only 2 accessories in this series. This is kind of the series that killed accessories for series. But he has this voodoo doll. The face is, was like screen printed on. And then it's actual hair coming around, and then this is a bit of yarn that ties in the center. It's a nice piece, and it is stuffed a little bit. So it's cool. Voodoo doll. And that is Macumba. So let's keep going. Next up, and I know it's going to be blasphemy, but what can I say? Whoa, dropping dolls. Is Inferno. I know, sorry guys. I love Inferno, I do, but in this series, sorry, I have a bit of a cold, is she's not my favorite because there's so many good dolls. Anyways, let's just get started. Her outfit. She has this kind of one-piece black tunic outfit that is kind of a plastic material. It is sewn nicely around the sleeves, and then it's jagged on the bottom. And she gives this appearance of fire on the bottom. Those are all separate layers. So we have a black, we have a yellow, we have an orange, and we have a red. The black and this whole dress part is all one piece that velcros up the back. But underneath the different colors, that's actually a separate skirt that you can take off if you do want to. So those are 2 separate pieces. The outfit also in the back has a cutout, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in this video, but they cut the piece so that her wings could fit through. So if you would want to take her outfit off for any reason and display it on another doll, it might look a little silly from behind. Just a heads up. We'll move on to her shoes, Mary Jane shoes, standard Mary Jane shoes with a red sock, which is a cool detail. Her hair is a bit of a mess, mine is, and it's just because the doll is old. When I first got this series, her hair was actually really beautiful. It's very curly, really a nice wave to it. Now it's just kind of dirty, and her hair needs to be washed. And that's my fault. I need to take care of that. So just be aware that you may need to give her hair a little bit of love to get it back where it should be after all these years being locked in a coffin. So she is also the first doll to have the wings, the Living Dead doll's wings, and they've used these wings on quite a few dolls. And I want to give you kind of an up-close look of the way that the wings work. There's a little bit, so there's a plastic piece that goes from her back, and that's glued into the center of her back. You can pull it out, but it's a little dangerous, so I wouldn't recommend it. That piece is all plastic. It's a hard plastic, goes up here. There's a little peg here that gives you a hinge for this wing. So you can display her with the wings down or the wings up. And then this is actually just a red mesh that's been double sewn here to give the feel of kind of a bat wing. Yeah, but that's the way the wings work. You'll find with a lot of wings, hers are actually pretty good. And I can't remember if that's standard for Inferno, or if I just lucked out with this doll in particular. One of the wings will stand all the way up, and then the other one kind of hangs at a weird angle, and that's been an issue that Living Dead dolls had for a long time, but hers stand up pretty well. So yeah, that's her. She has the Living Dead dolls mold with horns, so she does have black horns. Sometimes in the pictures you don't realize that she has those, but they are there, so it's because her hair is so big and wild and fun. This is her face paint. It's a very nice standard kind of Living Dead Dolls clean face paint. Black lip, red eyes, and it looks like a little bit of a flame if you can see that in her pupil. So it's a couple different colors kind of matching the bottom of her dress. Then she has a standard Living Dead Dolls eyebrow. That is Inferno. No accessories with Inferno. Next up, we have one of the most underrated dolls of all time, in my opinion. But what can you do? Miss Eerie. I know. So fabulous, this doll. And a lot of people don't realize just how fabulous this doll is. And also, her name is a pun on misery, which took me far too long to realize. So it's a little embarrassing, but what can you do? Her outfit is all one piece, high black collar. I'm going to take her hat off for a little bit. High black collar. It velcros up the back, all one piece. It's a pretty tight skirt, so you can't move her legs a lot on the bottom. She has these beautiful lace arms that do have a little bit of design on the way down. They've gotten kind of better with the lace as they've gone on. But the design on the lace, and you can see it a little bit better on this arm, is actually kind of a spider web. So there you go. She has this purple ribbon around the middle of her, or around her waist. It is sewn on the sides. So though it is not like a part of the dress, you can't remove it or anything like that. So just beware. She has the very standard Living Dead Doll sandals that we've seen for many, many, many dolls after this one, though I do believe she was the first. And the way that they work is these little plastic straps. There's a little piece, there's a way to open it up, and it's just, well, I doubt you're gonna be able to see it in this video, but it's one side has a peg and then the other side is a hole, so you just put the peg in the hole. Yeah, but so they are easy to take off and display on other dolls again if you wanted to. She has, her toenails are painted, and so are her fingernails, just so you know. She has a pretty severe part, like a side part, and it gives her kind of a Veronica Lake feel, so kind of over one eye, sexy vamp feel about her, which I love. The hair is really nice. It's rooted really, really well, so it is pretty thick, and it's cut well. Although she does get a bad case of hat head, because she has such a fabulous hat, and who wouldn't want to display her without the hat? This is the hat, again, standard plastic with the felt. It has the same kind of netting that's around her arm, their lace, so it's kind of that spider web lace that goes all the way around. And then she has a bow as well in the back of the hat. And interesting thing, if you put the bow in the back, which is how I would think you would do it, the lace would be all on the left. Now, I don't know if that's a standard kind of design for women in mourning, I guess. I don't know. But I always think it was kind of weird. So I usually display it, the lace in the front, with the bow on the left side of her head. That's how I do it, but I could be doing it wrong, so who knows. But that is Miss Eerie. Oh, I want to show her your face, too. Her face is very simple, very beautiful. She has a full white eye, no pupil. Kind of, what is that? It's a red lip, yeah, with a little bit of red around the white eye, and then a standard Living Dead Doll's eyebrow. So she's a very, very simple, very, very beautiful doll. Highly recommend getting her if you don't already have her. You will not regret it. She does come with an accessory, the only other Series 4 doll that has an accessory, and it is a black wreath that says "Rest in Pieces." The flowers are actually made out of a certain kind of fabric, but the rest of it is just, oh, and then this is also a lace, but the rest of it is just cardboard. So it is easily damaged. Just beware and be careful with this thing. But an accessory, so gotta love it. Yeah, so that is Miss Eerie. And up next is the doll that I dropped. It is Sybil. There's never been another doll like this, and there probably never will be. She is amazing. She has a pleather pant that's pretty nice quality pant, actually. And then she has this, I'm not going to take her outfit off. I apologize, but it's too much of a pain to get it back on. You can take this entire outfit off. That's just what I wanted to let you know. Well, maybe I should do it. You guys would like it if I did it, huh? All right, I'll do it. She has this straight jacket, and the straight jacket does, the arms do connect here. And then I'm going to open this up so you can see. There we go. So you can undo it like that. And then it does also connect in the front here, pretty much the same way. And it goes all the way underneath her leg, just like a regular straitjacket would. And then this piece velcros up the back, so you can take it. It doesn't go all the way down, but it does go pretty far. The reason that I wanted to take it off was so that you could see that her arms, there are arms under there. They're just a much softer plastic. So there we go. So she does have arms, and they are molded to kind of go across her body like that. It's a very soft plastic. You can move it quite a bit more than the standard living dead doll's arm. I'm not going to be able to get her back in her outfit to display her for when I rate them. Just a heads up, it's far too much work. Also attached to the front, well, not to the jacket. She has a collar, like a dog collar, that snaps in the back. There's a snap here, so it goes around her neck, and then it has this amazing chain hanging off it as well. So I've displayed her hanging on things before. She's a really, really cool doll. Her hair is kind of a natty mess, but that's kind of what makes her amazing. I could wash it, but I love that I can kind of put it in different ways, and it makes her really feel like she's crazy. Another great detail about the doll is that her feet, because she doesn't have shoes, are filthy. They're really, really filthy, as is her face. And this is intentional. So if you get a doll, be aware that this is the way that they came right out of the coffins. They're meant to look dirty. She has kind of a soft lip, and then she has this green goo coming right down the side of her mouth, which is really nice. Her eyes are, her pupils are the spiral. Then she has kind of the dirty shadow around the outside of the eye, and then a standard living dead doll's eyebrow. But that is Sybil. Really, really cool doll. Again, they've never done anything similar to arms like this. So yeah, she's awfully special. But that is Sybil. Next up we have, last doll, obviously, Lulu. And I doubt I'm going to get Lulu to stand up because she's a pain to stand up anywhere. Because she's on roller skates, y'all. First doll to have roller skates. And the best doll to have roller skates. Interesting fact about Lulu, she's based off of Ed Long's wife, Becky Long, who is amazing. She's really, really cool, as is her doll. So let's take a look at the doll. Lulu has this, it's kind of off-white. No, it's definitely off-white. It's like an eggshell, I guess, for all you gay people out there. Outfit. A leotard, basically. I'm going to pull this down so you can kind of get a look. So that is a one-piece leotard here. And it does have quite a bit of design to it. There's a little bit of design on the top there. She has some ribbon. Sorry, I couldn't think of that word. That goes over her shoulders, and it crisscrosses in the back. And there's also a ribbon that ties into a bow on the back here. This is Velcro, and it can be undone. The tutu, obviously, as you've seen that I've pulled it down, is a separate piece made out of tulle. So you can take that off if you want to. She has, it's kind of the material of socks on her arm, just one arm. She has that. And it is removable. You can take it off if you wanted to. Her socks are also, actually, let's go to her shoes. Her roller skates. Yeah, there we go. So the roller skates are kind of a tall, white, standard Living Dead doll boot with pink laces, except that they have the roller skates attached to the bottom. And one thing you want to be careful with is that these wheels pop out really easily. They pop right back into really easily, but they're very easy to lose. So just be careful that if she falls off a shelf, which she will if you're displaying her open, because damn, this doll falls all the frickin' time. You may lose a wheel, so you want to keep an eye out for it. Her socks are kind of standard 1980s tall knee socks with the stripes. It's yellow and red. I love that. This one you can get off pretty well because the boots come off, then you can take the sock off. This one, because she has this really cool feature, she has a compound fracture. So she actually has a bone sticking out of the side of her leg because she fell down. So you can't take this sock off, obviously, because this bone is in the way. And the bone is glued into a hole. And you can wiggle and probably get it out, but I wouldn't want to mess with it. And then the red blood drips down the side of her boot as well, which is really, really cool. But that's what the sock looks like without the boot. Let me get that back on her. Come on, there we go. Yeah, so that is her outfit. She also has this amazing tattoo. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but it is 3 skulls and it says Hell on Wheels. Trying to get it an angle so you can see that, but that is her amazing tattoo. Next up, we have her face paint. She's a pretty scary looking doll, actually. She has all of these kind of pink bruises around her face. So she looks like she's done biffed it a couple of times. She has kind of like she's been making out, really chapped red lip. And then the red is around the eyes as well. The eyes have kind of a yellow and red, almost like a wheel effect in the pupil. And then it's black around the pupil. She has 1 earring in her right ear. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? She has earrings in both ears. So, yeah, earrings in both ears. And then she has these really adorable pink pigtails. And, oh, no. Mine, the plastic has disintegrated. So I'm going to have to get something to wrap these pigtails in because the plastic is so old that it's broken off and I didn't realize it till looking at her. But her hair is staying in that position because it's been that way for so many years. So that is her hair. The doll, and I'm going to do the best I can because I realized that her hair is open. When the images first came out, her pigtails stuck up in the air like that. And so everybody was expecting her to look like that. But because she has these amazing roller skates on, to fit her in the coffin, it pushed these down a bit. So her pigtails hung like that. So some of the pictures you'll see, which are prototypes, the pigtails really do stick up in the air. But yeah, that is Lulu. Again, no accessories with her. So I never do well when I try to stand all these up. But if I were to score these dolls out of 4 stars, I would give them all 4 stars. Series 4, again, is one of the best series ever made. If you don't have them, I highly recommend getting them. You will not be disappointed. So, yeah, that's it. That is Series 4. Some amazing frickin' dolls. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Again, I'm just kind of embracing that these are 20, 22-minute videos. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Thanks so much for watching. I'll come back with you next week, and we will do Series 5, the first non-black coffins. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.
One